guys, this is Tarot with Kittens, Weights, and Tarot, and today I am showing off my haul that I received from my dude on his trip to Alaska, his recent 2-week trip to Alaska with his best friend. It was a road trip, so yes, they drove from San Diego all the way to Alaska and ended up being a 6,700-mile trip. Yes, 6,700 miles. And yeah, they went from San Diego to Las Vegas, Nevada. After they went to Las Vegas, they went into Idaho. After Idaho, they went into Montana. From Montana, they were kind of making their way through Canada, and through Canada all the way to Alaska, and then back through Canada. I think they spent most of their time in Canada. They said it was like mostly, it was like 8 days out of their 2-week trip. They were kind of going through British Columbia and then the Yukon. And then they made their way back down to Washington, and then they took a flight home from Washington back to San Diego, so from Seattle, Washington. So it was quite the trip. My dude doesn't normally take vacations. I have talked about him going to Hawaii, you know, 2 or 3 times a year. I've actually never been to Hawaii. But he goes out there because a good friend of his does like some housing development out in Hawaii, and he actually pays my dude to tint the windows of the homes, because my dude's a contractor. He does residential and commercial window film. That's his business that he owns. So he goes out there kind of sort of vacation, but mostly he's working when he's out there. So this has been his like first like ever real vacation. So this is like the first time I've ever seen him like take time off. So 2 weeks off is a big deal for him. But he brought home lots of goodies for me that I want to share with you guys. Some of the stuff is from Montana, a lot of it is from Canada and Alaska. And as you can see, my beanie here that he got me with the cool little poof on the top, and it's got like these like, I don't know, looks like braided hair, and it's super warm on the inside. It's got the ear flaps. Probably a little too warm for me to be wearing it in the house, but this came from Alaska, so I like the moose and everything. He took video of like some squirrels he saw on some trees, some bears. It was like mama bear and some baby bears, little cubs, you know, as they were driving by through Canada. They saw a lot of bald eagles, which is totally awesome. He got a lot of pictures and he got a lot of video. He took video of a giant porcupine, of buffalo. I think they saw a few other things, but they didn't see a moose. They really wanted to see a moose, you know, either in Alaska or Canada, and they didn't see any moose eye. There were no mooses. So, but they saw a lot of other wildlife, and they were having a lot of fun. So let's jump into the stuffed animals first. So the first stuffed animal I have affectionately named Kanucky. Kanucky is a little Mountie from Canada. He's a little beaver. And he's so cute. I have to make sure that Wally and Loki don't get a hold of him, because he kind of looks like a cat toy. But yeah, so I keep him in a nice little safe spot. I also have this moose from Canada, and his name is Monty. So Monty the moose. Oh, sorry, no wait. My other dude is Monty. This is Duffy. Sorry, I have 2 moose. But yeah, so we kind of have like, you know, some matching fur here, you know. But yes, this is Duffy from Canada. So hello from Canada. The dude also got me, so this is the other moose, and he is from Alaska. This is Monty. So hello, Monty from Alaska. So yeah, and they got to go out to the glaciers when they were in Alaska. They took a lot of cool photos of like the waters and some of the really cool glaciers, and some of the I forgot what they call it. It kind of looks like it's dirt, but it's like they said, debris from the glaciers, which was really interesting. And a lot of the glaciers are like very like jagged, and it was pretty cool. The glacier actually kind of looked like hemimorphite. I was like, whoa. And they got to go, you know, on a helicopter ride to go do that. I also got this little white teddy bear that actually came in this can. It says canned Alaskan polar bear. So he's inside, and it tells you a little bit about polar bears on the back. So of course I'm gonna keep this cute little can, and then of course I'll show you what I am keeping inside of it right now. All right, what do I show you next? All right, so we might as well take a look at what was inside the can. So the dude knows that I like nature stuff, so he brought back these two itty bitty pine cones from Alaska. Like, look how teeny those little pine cones. I have a thing for pine cones, like I always have. Like, since I was a little kid, I used to make pine cone people and try to sell them for like $1 when I was like 4. So yes, I've always had a thing for pine cones. So these are really cute. Can't wait to incorporate them with something. And then when my dude and his best friend were had landed their helicopter in the glaciers, and they were kind of walking around in some of the glacier waters, he found these two really cool sticks. So these are glacier sticks from Alaska. So I'm like, oh, this is so cool. Okay, and then what else? One cannot leave Canada without some maple syrup. By the way, I have never tasted real maple syrup before. This is delicious. If you haven't seen, I may have taken like an actual glug off this bottle, and it is so good. It says this is pure maple syrup, Canada grade A, very dark, strong taste. It is. It kind of tastes a little woody, which is awesome. It says 100% pure late harvest Canadian maple syrup. So yeah. Oh, refrigerate after opening. I should probably refrigerate this. But yeah, this is super cool. I will refrigerate this after this video. And then the dude brought back a couple of pencils. I forget where he said he got this one. He found this one, I think when he got this. This is from their Alpine helicopter ride. It's got a little propeller thing up here, but it's a little pen, a little pencil that they got back from their helicopter ride in Alaska. I like pencils, and it's the color of my Viper bee, so. The dude took some pictures in like their like it was a museum, and they had some like taxidermied animals of like their wolves in Canada, and a moose and everything. He was like, it's huge. I saw a picture. It was like, dude, a moose would take you out, man. And those wolves, he says the head of the wolves are like up to here. Like, they're really big wolves. So he decided to bring back these 12 postcards of wolves of Alaska, actually. But yeah, he said the Canada wolves were massive, but the Alaskan wolves as well. So these are some of the postcards, which I think are freaking cool. Since I do work with wolf energy, it is one of my totems. So I think it'd be kind of cool to, you know, maybe put a picture of one on my altar and kind of work with the energy of that wolf. Look how beautiful they are. Oh, the little pups. Oh. But yeah, so cool. Okay, this is also from the dude's, was it his helicopter ride or no? No, this was from Montana. So he went to the World Museum of Mining in Montana. Sorry, all this stuff just kind of looks like it goes together, but it's a little red dog tag that they all had to wear when going in this mining thing. And it has like their information. Well, probably don't want to give out my phone number, but you know, it has the emergency contact, which is me, and my phone number, in case anything were to happen to him in there. He says because it was actually like a legit mine trip, where he says they would have this little tag, you know, like a piece of a ticket, and you know, and they would look for the like matching ticket and look for the matching tag here, and And there would really be like a couple of people who wouldn't show up after the trip, and that's when they would have to go back and look for them. But they said there's always a few people that get lost in the mines, and they have to go back and look for them because they just kind of like let you wander and do whatever, you know. And he says that it's actually like kind of scary and kind of dangerous, but at the same time really cool. So yeah, it was serious business when they had people wear these tags, and you know, they had a little system to make sure that they knew everybody was accounted for and nobody was left behind in the mine. So he says, but it was really cool there. So he also brought back some t-shirts. T-shirts. This one is from Talk, Alaska. And here's the back of it. This is Fast Eddie's. And he says Fast Eddie's had the best food. He said the guy, the owner, was a little salty, but he says probably due to, you know, him just, you know, that his place is basically a truck stop, you know, but, you know, so he's like, what do you want? You better eat all your food. And he was like serious, like if you didn't finish everything on your plate, he was gonna be pissed. But yeah, he said Fast Eddie's, just, you know, wonderful food out there. Then he also got me a Nirvana shirt. Yes. And he thought this one was like the most iconic, you know, of the Nirvana shirts. So he got this one in Washington. It was their, I think it was like pop culture museum, and they had like the rock and roll section, with like all the guitars that look like a whirlwind of guitars, and they had like the guitar of like Dave Grohl. They had the motorcycle from Prince from Purple Rain. There was just a lot of like musicians and stuff like that. So that's why he got me a Nirvana shirt, you know, on the last leg of their trip when they made their way back into Seattle. And then this one is from Alaska. So you got your moose there. And then where was this one from? This is Alaska as well. This is Hairy Otter and the Alaskan Scallop Surprise. So here we go, your Hairy Otter shirt. That is so cute. I was like, oh. And you guys know me and my like shirts. I gotta have goofy shirts, right? And then the last one is from Denali, Alaska. So it's got a little moose. I love the color blue, so it's got lots of cool blues. And yeah, the last thing that I think you guys are gonna love is the rocks and crystals. Rocks and crystals. The first set of 4 rocks that I have are from Montana, and I believe it says exactly where in Montana each of them are from. Okay, so this first one is an amethyst thumbprint from the Little Gem Mine in Jefferson County, Montana. But how cool is that? It's so geometric. It looks like little mountains, and it's so cool. Like, I wish I could zoom in on this camera, but yeah, like how rad is that? Woo. The next one is from, it says 100-foot level Orphan Girl vein from the Orphan Girl mine in Butte, Montana. And this is rhodochrosite, which is a stone that I have quite a few of, and I love rhodochrosite. Look at all that sparkle in there. Woo! And that pink is so pretty. And then we have some chalcocite from the Leonard Mine in Butte, Montana. Check out the chalcocite. So it's I could tell very friable, but you know, I'll probably just keep it on my altar or use it in I don't know, doing some spell work. We'll see what we're gonna use this. It's pretty heavy too. Lastly, from Montana, also in Butte, Montana, we have azurite and malachite from the Continental Pit. So here we go. Some azurite and malachite. Whoa. so cool. I don't think I have any raw like azurite malachite. I might, but this is really cool. The next few stones are stones that my dude just kind of found in the Yukon, just like laying on the ground. And so here's some pretty awesome rocks. These are Yukon rocks, man. So those of you that live in Canada, you guys got some pretty cool rocks. And I know Canada is like ginormous, so there's a lot of different parts of Canada. Oh, by the way, my dude and his best friend got 2 speeding tickets in Canada. They got one speeding ticket in the Yukon and another speeding ticket in British Columbia. Both by my dude's best friend. My dude's like, I didn't get no speeding tickets, but yeah. His best friend did. So he's just making friends with the Canadian police. All right, and then the last set of stones that you guys are going to see come from Alaska. So these stones are local, like they're from Alaska, so it's not like ones that were imported from somewhere else and just kind of selling them in a rock shop. They really pride themselves on these coming from their own mines and things like that. So this is another azurite and malachite, but it's from Alaska, you know, whereas the other one was from Montana. So that is rad. It's a giant piece, so totally cool. And then we have, right away I knew what this was. It's garnet and matrix. Look at those 2 awesome garnets and this wonderful matrix. This looks like it's got a lot of mica in it, but yeah, so beautiful. I was like, oh. And then he got me a large piece of agate. Again, all these local in Alaska. Look at this agate. It's so smooth. Oh, I forgot to take the tag off, but yes, it does say agate here, handwritten in. See if I could take that little tag off while we're sitting here. There you go. So that's more of the rough side. And then we have your polished side. But that's too cool. That is too cool. All right. Then we have some chalcocite. And so you can see it's got a really high copper content with its greenish color. It says, let's see, it's a copper mineral ore. It is not, however, the primary ore of copper due to its scarcity. Although the richest chalcocite deposits have probably been mined out, it is still being mined and will almost certainly always be mined in the future. So it's very interesting. It tells you a little bit about the minerals that make up chalcocite, which is pretty cool, but it's mostly copper. So it's really heavy, and obviously it has that green color because of its high copper content. Okay, then the last 2 ones, very, very special. The first one is silicon carbide, and pieces of it do flake off, so I'm going to have to keep it wrapped in something. So this is obviously not something I'm just going to like toss around. But this is in its raw format, silicon carbide, which actually is what they make. My dude was talking about disc brakes on your car. It's made out of silicon carbide, but that's what it looks like raw. It's rainbow, it's beautiful. I was like, oh my gosh, wow, the camera's really picking it up well too, so I'm like, yes. So yeah, but it's very, very flaky, so I need to keep it wrapped in something and take very good care of it. So it is mostly just for viewing. Of course I could use it in stuff, I just, you know, want to be very careful how I use it. And then the last thing, which my dude said was probably the most expensive of all the crystals that he bought me, is covalite. And I had heard of it, but I have not actually seen pieces of covalite anywhere. so it's probably going to be hard to see unless we're in sunlight. The beauty of covalite, this very dark stone, and this little piece here, it was pretty expensive. So I'll read a little bit about it. It says covalite is 68% copper, whereas the chalcocite is 89% copper. The 2 pieces ago, what I showed you. Covalite is not a well-known or widely distributed mineral, but its iridescent charms can captivate the admiration of anyone that looks at the indigo blue crystals. Although good crystals are rare, it is the luster and color of this mineral that makes it noteworthy. The structure of covalite is somewhat analogous to the structures of the phyllosilicate minerals. In covalite, some of the copper ions are at the center of sulfur tetrahedrons that are linked on their bases to form sheets. The other copper ions are combined with 3 sulfur ions in flat triangular groups, similar to the triangular groups of the typical carbonates. That these triangular groups lie in a plane between the tetragonal sheets. The mineral is associated with chalcocite in zones of secondary enrichment of copper sulfide deposits, commonly found with and as coatings on chalcocite, chalcopyrite, bornite, and nargite, pyrite, and other sulfides. It occurs as a pseudomorphic replacement after other minerals. Despite the very rare occurrence as a volcanic sublimate, the initial description was at Mount Vesuvius by Nicola Covelli, so that's why they call it covalite. So yeah, how cool is that? I've been having this on my altar too because I really love the energy of this, and like right away I was like, ooh, this is special, and he's like, well, it was the most expensive one. All right, so that's it, you guys. That is the from San Diego to Alaska haul. You know, so I would like to do, you know, cool road trip with some of my girlfriends sometime. That might be pretty awesome. But you know, I've gone on trips without my dude before. Like I've gone to China without him. You know, I was there for like in China like for 2.5 weeks. I was in Italy for 3 weeks on a different trip. So unfortunately we can't really go trips on at the same time because of like my teaching schedule and then, you know, his crazy work schedule. So we just kind of have to trip it separately. But anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed this haul and all the goodies from like you saw here, Montana and Canada and Alaska. But you know, he did visit, like he said, Idaho and Las Vegas, which Las Vegas we can kind of go anytime. But yeah, so anyway, I hope you liked it, and if you dug this video, don't forget to give it a thumbs up, don't forget to click subscribe, and don't forget to click that ding 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 notification bell for more videos just like this. And if you want to catch a reading from me, head over to www.kittensweightsandtarot.com. And if you want to throw a little love my way and join that KWT tribe where you get loads of goodies, then don't forget to join that KWT tribe over at patreon.com/kittensweightsandtarot. All right, so I will catch your spiritual homies later. Peace, love, and chicken grease. Peace out.